Hey, it's Second Soundwave, and I am finally doing a review of the high-grade Gaeon from Reconguista in G. This kit I built, almost a month ago. If you remember, I did an unboxing for it way back then. And I built it over the course of the week after that, but it just took me a while to get a review up because I really liked how I had it posed, and it was actually such an awesome looking kit that I didn't feel like taking it down and folding it all back up and doing a review of it. But anyway, here is the Gaeon in its sort of standby mode. It's a high-grade kit from Reconguista in G, like I said. Looks definitely like a Nemesis suit of some kind. I like it. The build was a little on the simple side, but still had some neat color separation going on. There's a few stickers I haven't put on yet. I'm going to put them on at the end of the video. But there's ones that go on those stripes there, and then there's ones that go along those there. The Gaeon has a pretty massive backpack, and that's arguably the best part of the kit. Now right now, it looks pretty boring. I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff hanging off his back. It does have some cool trans green with some silver stickers that really help bring out the glow. And it makes him pretty darn back heavy. I will say, just to get off the bat, that this is a kit you need a stand for. This kit should have come with a stand. It unfortunately doesn't, but if you put it on a stand, it just makes it so much better. One thing I thought would be a major turnoff for me is the fact that the entire face is a sticker. I actually like it. Once I put it on, I got it together, I really like that sort of shiny look it gives it. It has a sort of black gloss to it, and those little pink energy lines really pop now that they're stickers. So yeah, that was my biggest issue with it, and it's actually a pretty cool sticker there. While we're at it, might as well look at Articulation. His head does all the head stuff you might expect. Doesn't really go 180 degrees and only goes to like... Well, actually it does go 180 degrees, it just doesn't go 360. Shoulder has standard modern high-grade movements, so it has like that swing out thing and all that. Basically, the arms do everything you'd expect a high-grade to do. Elbows decent, but not like amazing. One thing I should point out that's kind of interesting is that his standard hands are actually open hands. He has a single hand for holding his gun, but he has no sort of default fists, which is a little funky. His waist, what's kind of annoying is that there's no ball joint, just a straight peg, and it has very little movement, unfortunately. But his back skirt is actually movable, as are his side skirts, and they can rotate sideways out of the way, and his front skirts, which I haven't separated yet. His legs go out all the way, forward, backwards, quite far again. So his hips do not swing at all, which is kind of odd for modern kit. He has a swivel, he has a knee bend there. This doesn't move. There's a thrust underneath it, but it's unfortunately unpainted. Another black sticker right there, but I think again that one fits in pretty well. And he has decent ankle movement. Again, this is kind of a kit meant to fly, so it's really not that important that it has ankle movement, but it is there, and it is pretty good. So overall, Articulation's pretty decent. You can pose this guy up how you like, but again, you're going to need an action stand. Why? Well, why don't I show you? If you look at the Gaeon's backpack, you notice that there's a whole cluster of joints, and you can actually take this whole section and extend it out, and there's a pair of armatures with a hinge, a swivel, a hinge, and a swivel, and another swivel there. So you can actually do some stuff with this. You can, one of the things they show is that you can actually swing it forward. Swing it forward, swing this out, and they can wrap around the front of the Gaeon kind of like shields. I think it's pretty neat, but again, that is not all the functionality these have. In addition to the aforementioned joints, there's also a hinge here, a swivel, a hinge, and a double hinge here. There's also a hinge that's pretty far on each of these fingers, and yes, they are fingers, so this guy basically has a massive hand coming out of each shoulder. So you can do all sorts of cool poses with this guy. For example, here's a quick sort of ominous beckoning pose that I threw together just very quickly that's almost too big for my light box. Well, light box, I should say, full armor unicorn box, so that's what it is. But anyway, it's pretty, this guy has a pretty big wingspan. Again, not really wings, they're more hands, but you can do some awesome stuff. But again, that's not all. Because this kit comes with a grand total of 8 beam sabers. These are a new type that has a flat blade, and unfortunately they're not compatible with any handles that I know of. So, what do you do with them, you ask? Well, each and every one of those beam sabers can fit into one of the fingertips, and this is both why you need a stand and why I've ditched the light box, because there was just no way I could fit all this in there. As you can see, it is absolutely massive once you have all this together. But all these joints are really tight, so from what I can tell, from what I've seen so far, and I've had this guy for a while, it seems like there's really not any weight issues, which is good, because if he had loose joints, would not be a good kit. But as you can see, I've just thrown him on that stand that comes with the Arios Gundam, and it holds him up perfectly fine. This is how I've had him displayed for a while, and I really like it. Also, as an aside, he does come with a couple other accessories. He has a gun-holding hand and a rifle for it. I have no idea why you would ever even think about using these when the kit itself looks like that. I mean, he is his own weapon. This just is overall an absolutely incredible kit. And one final thing I'll mention is that the backpack is a Wing Gundam style backpack, so this is the 2-hole type, which means it's compatible with like the Wing Gundam, the GM Sniper 2, it's compatible with the Wing Zero Honu, and those are the ones I can think about off the top of my head, but there are quite a few kits that use this backpack design. And many of the build custom sets from Build Fighters include adapters for mounting this kind of thing onto a striker pack or the other way around. So you can use this backpack with other kits. And just an aside, I should mention this is a minor issue that can easily be fixed with some glue or something, but when you stick in a hand, it has a tendency to spread apart the halves of the arm, and that makes the hand loose, but you just squeeze it back together and it's fine. It will loosen up over time, but that's something a little bit of super glue or maybe even plastic cement, if you want to hide the seam line, could quite easily fix. So it's not really an issue, just a little thing I wanted to bring to your attention, because it is a minor downside of the kit. And like I promised, here it is with the stickers. The only stickers I added, other than the little detail ones that have been on throughout the whole video, are these two big ones right here, and the purple areas on the shoulder. Neither of them were that hard to put on, and they actually look okay. Especially these ones. These ones look perfectly fine. The shoulder ones I'm not that big on, but they aren't that bad. And the reason I left them off for most of the video is to show you that if you don't like how they look, you really don't have to put them on, because it doesn't look bad without them. I just threw them on to sort of finish the look, but it really wasn't that bad without them. So overall, I'd say this is a really good kit and definitely a winner. So far, it looks to be pretty much the best kit they've done out of g-reco, although admittedly the competition isn't exactly stellar. But generally, I'd say, yeah, pick it up. It looks like a pretty good kit. This is second Soundwave. I might do a little more with this kit. I did film a sort of beginner's building tutorial as I was building this. I'm not sure if there was any usable footage to be taken from that, but if there is, maybe I'll throw up a tutorial about that. But until then, see you next time.